walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the and let's go to the
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? And let's go to and let's go to
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap, 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 yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yap, 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 yap.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? And let's go to and let's go to it's a wrap. Game over. Nah, this game ain't over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break. Powered by JM&E. Streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's Throwback Thursday, and you know what that means. I got the man with the plan. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. What's going on, brother?
What's up, my man? Lunch break family, how y'all doing out there? Last couple of Thursdays. It's been a tough month for me, but, first birthday without my mom, and then a couple of days later, my car was stolen out my driveway. Out of my driveway. Yes, people, out of my driveway. So, and then, of course, I'm covering the Cougs and Rockets a little bit here and there, not as much, obviously, this month because I'm covering the Cougs.
Yeah.
And then AJ, in a few days, got the Gavi Lewis Award reception on the 29th. On the 28th, we got the McDonald's game here in town as well for the boys and girls.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on, man, in H-Town.
Yeah, I got you, man. And it's all good stuff except for the, of course, missing your mom and the situation with your car, man. I hate that, brother.
Yeah, man. I woke up ready to go run errands, looked out there, and there was nothing there in the driveway, man.
I said, come find me. Better yet, come get me.
Man, oh, man. So, yep, somebody don't like me.
No, man. Look, somebody didn't know who they was messing with, bro. Somebody just didn't know. So you mentioned the Cougs a couple of times. I tell you, I got to be honest, it's been a minute since we last talked and the tournament started. They seem to start slow, but boy, do they finish strong. Tell me about it.
And a few fans on our shows Andy's show that I'm a participant on, Let's Rage Cougs, as well as on our Folk Talk Sports with Andy and Will. This team this year has kind of started slowly, had a few first halves that have been slow starts. And then second half, they flip a switch on defense and offense and look like one of the best teams in the country.
Right.
I think this is a theory. This team has more guys who are capable of getting buckets.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of lean on the offense a little bit too much, for my take. Not speaking for Coach Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah.
But then I need to hear a word from Coach Sampson at halftime, like when they were down 10 to Auburn.
Yeah.
Guys, what y'all are doing isn't working.
Right.
Let's get back to Cougar basketball.
Yeah.
My brand basketball, the culture, defense first. Second half, when he has Auburn felt the wrath of the Cougar defense, and I think they made 4 field goals in the whole second half.
Yeah.
They were fouled a lot. but Auburn hurt themselves by missing all those free throws.
The free throws, yeah.
So Auburn fans can't cry, well, the refs stole it from us. Your team didn't make free throws. That's that is.
24-point turnaround. I mean, that's significant, man. It's very rarely do you have that size of a turnaround heading into the Sweet 16, but it happened.
It happened. And I think Auburn missed like 17 free throws. And then the Cougs were, for long-time followers of the Cougs, were anti-Coug at the foul line. They were perfect in the second half and missed like, 24 or 28 for the game. That's not Cougar free throw shooting, but this year's team is different.
Right.
And we'll see how long this ride on the train lasts. Sweet 16 is coming up. Miami's got a great backcourt. Well, more than just a backcourt. They got a lot of guards.
Yeah.
And athletic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Backcourt against backcourt. We'll see how healthy Marcus Sasser and Jamal Shead are with some time off, these few days off this week. See how beneficial that is for them. And Friday, we'll toss it up and see what they do.
Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Got really a fast break edition of the show. Hey, and somebody sent me this shirt, man. I just got that.
Oh, that's this year, too.
I know. Somebody loves me. I don't know who it is.
What is this? A private? Whoa. What do you mean on who it is? What do you mean?
I don't know. It came in a white Amazon bag, and it came from the distribution center, and it didn't have somebody loves you. So whoever hooked me up, thank you, because I couldn't wait to put that bad boy on.
You sure they didn't have my name on that instead of yours? That wasn't the case?
If so, I'm going to hold it for you. I'm going to hold it for you. You know, it's thank you now. You don't want to know.
To your whoever your secret admirer is, you can just have it deliver my shirt to AJ, and I'll come pick it up. It's fine.
Let me tell you, when I opened this, I was like, wait, what? And I'm digging all through the bag trying to find a note or a card or something. Nothing. So I figured it would be a good wear for Throwback Thursday. Normally I wear an HBCU shirt, but hey, Dawn Staley is running the show, and she had the Cheney State jersey on for the last game that she coached, which was historic. Yeah. So, but you touched on what I wanted to touch on. Marcus Sasser, Jamal Shead. Were you surprised that he even played in the Auburn game? And were you surprised that he came out in the second half playing the defense that he played? Because Coach said it. If you're going to be out there, you got to be out there on both ends of the court. Not just scoring, but you got to play some defense too. And he accepted the challenge.
I wasn't surprised he played against Auburn. I was surprised he played the first game.
Okay.
I don't believe he should have played the first game.
Okay.
48-hour difference. Right. I think that could have made a world of difference. Mm-hmm. He did not play the second half of the first game.
Right.
And the Cougs won that half without him by 8.
Yeah.
So his first half against Auburn, he scored well, but his defense was not up to Marcus Sasser standards nor Kelvin Sampson standards, and he was challenged at halftime. And you said it.
Yeah.
Coach Sampson told us. He told Marcus, if you're healthy enough to play, then you're healthy enough to play defense.
Right.
If you're not, then don't, and we'll sit you down. But if you're going to play some defense.
Right.
And he did a better job of that. Got in foul trouble, which leads us into Tremont Mark.
Right.
Marcus Sasser and Jamal Shead both got 4 fouls, like at the 10-minute mark and 8-minute mark. And then Coach Sampson, Jamal, you got it, man. Put the ball in his hands. Let him go to work, mid-post, mid-third of the half-court offense. And he delivered big time, 20 points in the second half, looking like the Gavi Lewis award winner that he is.
So that he is, right?
Yes,
right,
yes,
right.
Yes.
Yep. Hey, he was playing so well, man. I had to call a church member. I have a church member by the name of Bobby Mark. And I said, Sister Mark, is that your family member? She said, yes, he is, on my husband's side. I said, well, he tearing up the court. And she said, well, that's what he does. He's real passionate about his game. So, man, I tell you what, it was good to see him get that opportunity, number one, and to shine in the moment. The moment was not too big for him because it was tough enough for him to be the ball handler. He handled that. Mm-hmm. But not only was he the ball handler, he was the playmaker and the primary scorer, and he took care of all the above.
He did out of necessity because of the foul trouble. Right. But Coach Sampson has told us for a while that Jamon has this in his game.
Mm-hmm.
But because of Marcus Sasser and Jamal Shead, their development, it hasn't been utilized a lot this season.
Yeah.
But, it's almost like in case of emergency, break this glass.
That's right.
You got this other top tier guard who can deliver and facilitate or get buckets or both.
Yeah.
And he did that. And I say this, and I don't mean to put too much pressure on him because you win as a team, you lose as a team.
Right.
But if Jamon Mark is impactful and aggressive, getting to the free throw line the rest of this tournament, then the Cougs have a great, great chance to win a championship.
Yeah, yeah. On that note, man, we got to take our first break. We'll be right back. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, Throwback Thursday, right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
That's why we here on this platform.
Marriage, a loving splendor, a daily grind. Such is the case when Damien and Jamie get together and chop it up, for marriage is real.
Let's just lay it all out here. Let's just be real with it.
Join this wonderful couple who keeps it real and always in love. BS3 Network proudly presents Marriage is Real, where love is the only thing that matters. Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Oh, and Jamie has something to say.
Deuces and trays.
Deuces and trays is right. That's appropriate for the March Madness season that we're in. Again, those are two great shows that you can get on the BS3 network. If you got a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. You got everything on the menu. But if you don't have a Roku streaming device, get one. You can also go to the website, bs3network.com. That's bs3network.com. You can see me and Kris on your big screen. All right, brother. So let's talk Miami. You already talked about the number of guards that they have. Have they surprised you that they've gone this deep in the tournament? And how do you think they match up with the Cougs on Friday?
They haven't really surprised me. I mean, they were the last ACC team standing. You know, they're the only one representing the Atlantic Coast Conference in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So no, and it's been a theme a little bit this week nationally. They are Team NIL. They are the poster children, the men's side and women's side.
The women's side, right?
Of big bucks being shelled out for their players, and both squads are in the Sweet 16.
Right.
So some people can say, you can decide whether that's good or bad or whatever your take on that is. But one of the young men, Norshad Omier, 6'7", 248. Kelvin Sampson said to the media that Norshad Omier reminds him of Wes Unseld.
Wow.
Now, old school dudes like us, me, you, and Coach Sampson, know
what that means.
That's high praise.
Right.
Wes Unseld, about the same, frame, 6'7", 250, maybe a little bit bigger. But carved out space, rebounds, physical, great outlet passer, all those great things. Long time, successful career in college at Louisville, successful in the NBA as well with the then Bullets. But rebounder extraordinaire.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see who will win that rebounding battle between Omier and Juwan Roberts for Houston, because both are about the same height. But Omier has a few more pounds on Juwan. Juwan's maybe a little bit quicker.
Right.
But they have a knack for rebounding.
Yeah.
And rebounders, great rebounders, they know where the ball's going.
Mhm.
They just have a sense of being where the ball is when it comes off that rim. So that should be a key matchup Friday when the Cougs face the Hurricanes.
Yeah, again, that's going to be what, tomorrow, 6:15 our time, and that UT game is going to be tomorrow at 8:45. So yeah, y'all be sure and check those games out. Now, what's interesting is you talked about the rebounding. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on Throwback Thursday. It was funny to see the Cougs get out rebounded the way they did in the opening round matchup. It's like, wait a minute, where are the Cougs and how are they getting out rebounded like this? Obviously, they fixed that problem when they played Auburn. So, what are your thoughts? Do they stick with what which are we going to see what we saw against Auburn, or hopefully we won't see what we saw in the opening round matchup?
Well, I mean, if they do have the rebounding problem like they did against Northern Kentucky,
yeah,
against Miami,
yeah,
they're gonna have problems.
yeah.
They're probably gonna lose.
Right.
Northern Kentucky, they out-Couged the Cougs
Right.
when it came to rebounding, and that just doesn't happen often to a Kelvin Sampson team.
Do you think it was we're the number 15 seed team? We got nothing to lose.
16, brother, 16.
That's right.
16. Yep.
16. We got nothing to lose. Crash the boards like crazy because that's their game. It was a concerted effort, or was Northern Kentucky just that much better in that phase of the game?
I think it was a lot of factors. I think the Cougs relied too much on their offense.
Okay.
The defense was not very good. North Kentucky shot a lot of three-pointers, missed a lot of them,
right?
Long rebounds.
And
some bad luck, but also the guards didn't rebound for the Cougs.
Yeah.
Long rebounds, that's where the guards come in because you're a little further away from the basket than the forwards.
Yeah.
But also Jarris Walker in that game, that first half, he had 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
Second half, he had 1.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
Right.
Especially for someone as talented as he is.
Right.
But it's a lot of different factors, but they fixed it, did a better job against Auburn in the second round.
Yeah. One other thing I want to say about Tremont Mark was the fact that he didn't settle for the 3. I mean, he was perfectly comfortable getting to that mid-range spot right there on the, and you and I both talk about that all the time, baby. I know what the analytics say, but God dog it, don't you dare pass up a good open 2. When you get to your spot, you in rhythm, knock that thing down, get back, play defense, get you another rebound. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I think Tremont, he was, 0 for 4 from 3 against Auburn. And that was most of his misses were those 4 3-point attempts. He's not a good 3-point shooter yet. And I think his best 3-point shot will be the corner 3.
Okay.
It's shorter, but he's a mid-range guy. He's mid-range Mark.
Yep.
Get in the paint. Break down the defense.
Yep.
Facilitate. Kick to your open teammates. Yep. Finish at the rim. Get fouled. Or knock down that mid-range jumper and get back on defense.
Okay. All right. It's going to be a tough matchup tomorrow. It's going to be a tough matchup because Miami comes to play. I mean, I don't think Coach Sampson's going to allow them to overlook Miami. But again, I think it's going to be a very, very close matchup. They got the Cougs as a 7-point favorite. Just win, baby.
That's interesting because I want to say the Cougs, Vegas had the line over Auburn like around 6.5, around that same frame. And honestly, there was no doubt in my mind that the Cougs would beat Auburn. 0. No doubt. Because all the hype leading up to the game, Coach Sampson, this is a road game. We're playing Auburn in Birmingham. It's not fair. You shouldn't have played a road game in the tournament. What's up with this? And I was like, Coach, he's just building up.
Yeah.
The players.
Doing his job. That's why they pay him the big bucks.
So as long as Marcus and Jamal would play, I knew they were going to play. That was a dub. Now, Friday, Miami, it's going to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
More athletes on both sides of the floor. The Cougs cannot half-step in that first half because it will be most likely too tough a hill to climb if they're down by double digits in the second half.
Gotcha. Let's take one more break. Come back. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Let's Talk Monday.
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
As DJ Khaled would say, another one. I'm telling you, it's hit show after hit show after hit show on BS3 Network. Get you a Roku streaming device, download BS3 TV. Trust me, you'll thank me. If you don't have one and you're waiting for it in the mail, like my shirt that came in, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You waiting for it in the mail. Then go ahead and go to the website, bs3network.com. That's bs3network.com. All right.
One more time to that admirer. You know, if you want to,
I don't even know.
They're a fan, so I'm assuming they watch the show. So whoever you are, give me a large, extra large. If it's cotton, give me extra large. You know,
yeah, man.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Thank you in advance.
Because Dawn, man, she has her girls cooking. I mean it. Louisville on the women's side cooking.
Embarrassed Texas in Austin. Now that surprised me. that surprised me. The beat down in Austin surprised me because Louisville for much of this season has underperformed. I think, you know, Coach Walt would say that.
Mm-hmm.
The Longhorns battled injuries.
Yeah.
But that beat down, man, it just, I guess it was the perfect way to end the season.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan of the Longhorns.
Yeah.
So,
I will agree. It's interesting to see the teams that had men and women's both heading deep into the tournament.
Don't do it, brother.
Princeton.
Don't do it, because you know what I'm going to say. Don't do it.
What?
I mean, you opening the door for me about men's and women's teams having success in the tournament.
I'm opening. No, you know what? Never mind. I just called it. I just called it. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So, moving right along. What are they gonna do in UT? They gonna get that man a job or what? Because
they should. Yeah.
First of all, he is the second coach to win the Big 12 conference tournament. Only other coach to do it was Shaka Smart, both brothers, and the man is still carrying an interim tag. Why?
They're being diligent. They're being patient.
They've been dumb. Go ahead.
They're being foolish.
Very.
I don't know what the way on. You know, give Coach Rodney Terry, remove that interim tag, give him the big bucks, and keep it moving.
One, you're not gonna have any scandals. You're not gonna have any drama. And I'm not talking about that man's personal life, Chris Beard. I'm just talking about in general.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna have that. The players love him. And watch this. He can recruit.
Most definitely.
He can coach and he can recruit like crazy. So if you think you're going to replace him with somebody, pick somebody. If you're not bringing Coach K out of retirement, pick somebody. You're not going to keep him. And oh yeah, by the way, there's your primary recruiter right there.
You know, I mean, I guess John Calipari be the biggest name out there. No, I mean, no. Come on, Longhorns, just do the right thing.
Do the right thing. All right, we fast breaking. Mr. Patino, I don't even want to call him what I want to call him. How do you survive all that you survived? He didn't even do his 5 years show cause before he got the job at Iona. Now we're just supposed to act like he didn't have any problem. Again, worst case scenario, you don't know anything that's going on beneath you. They call that lack of institutional control, and it usually carries major violations in NCAA. Why are we celebrating the fact that this man is over at St. John's?
I'm not celebrating it.
Okay.
You know, it's just we know what's going on.
Okay.
And just leave it at that. I mean, yeah, he's a big time name and all those things, but he's also had big time issues in previous stops. And let's not forget that. But Chris Beard being hired, and he'd been a year. Ole Miss. And the women's program at Ole Miss is doing things the right way.
Come on,
Coach Yo. Coach Yo McEwen. The right way.
Right.
And yet the men's side, I think the same hire, right? Same AD. You lower your standards.
Yep.
To hire Chris Beard. Yeah, Chris Beard, big name, all that. Folks, read the police report if you have questions. Okay. And I'm assuming I hope he read the police report. But if he did, he's like, yeah, that's all right. She said she won't press charges. So Chris Beard, we're going to hire Chris Beard. Come on, man. There are other qualified coaches out there you could have hired.
Yeah. Again, I've been talking lately because of the Alabama situation about programs that have just made that conscious decision that we're going to win at all costs. We're going to win at all costs. Everything else be damned. We're going to win at all costs. Alabama on the basketball side has crossover in that. Somebody wrote this dumb article about, we in the media all owe this young man an apology. No, we don't. No, we don't. Because even going by their article of this new video that's out there, the young man had several places where he could have made a different decision. Several places. And and then on top of that, lied about what happened to his teammate, how he got shot. Lied. Just flat out lied.
Right.
And somebody died. So you mean to tell me we just supposed to apologize? Oh, we sorry. We sorry that you lied. We sorry that you didn't make better decisions. But then, okay, here comes the football team with some situations. And this coach makes a decision to sit those players down because, if nothing else, you didn't make good choices. And there's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time. That's a shot heard around the world right there. That shot had
it was heard around campus for sure.
Yeah, had basketball head, and you don't rebut that when it's Nick Saban. And I don't normally agree with Nick. I don't normally like Nick, but on this one, thank you.
Let's see, I've been doing this 30 years, and I'm not surprised anymore why a lot of fans, supporters, just lower their standards to win. Because if the same thing happened at another program,
right?
Let's go rival Auburn.
Yeah. Well said.
Those same people would be up in arms.
Up in arms. Absolutely.
Suspend him. He needs to be kicked off the team immediately.
Absolutely.
But because it's your team, oh, well, boys will be boys.
Yeah.
He made a poor decision. He made a poor choice.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a talent. I know that. And he's probably still going to be a top 3 pick in the NBA draft, unless the NBA finds out some stuff in his background, which they will check.
Oh, they're going to check.
Trust me, they're going to check.
They're going to check.
Because his decision-making is in question.
Right.
And if I'm an NBA owner, going to pay this young man a lot of money, I need to be certain he's going to make better decisions, the right decisions, and not cost me and my team money.
Right. Right.
But standards are standards, man. I mean,
right.
I got standards.
Right. Right. We're not hating on the young man. We're not hating on the young man. If he was my son, I'd look him dead in his eye and said, you know what? I'm glad you're okay. Sorry that happened and all this, but yet here's what you're going to have to do now because of the decisions you made. Bad choices come with bad consequences. So, you know, you'll thank me later in life, but right now you're going to have to step away from this for a while. You're not going to be able to do that for a while because you've not shown me that you understand that those things are privileges. Those are not birthrights.
Right.
Playing college basketball ain't a birthright. And Alabama thinking that they're going to win it all and then celebrate and it's going to be no big deal. Hey, I'm just telling you, there's a price for selling your soul for certain things.
Agreed.
Yeah. Kim Mulkey, LSU.
Yes.
I was disappointed that Michigan didn't play better. They didn't. But, hey, here we are. Does she have and they have a chance to replace one of the two number ones that got knocked out of the tournament?
Salute to Angel Reese. Angel Reese, what was it, 25 and 24 or something like that? Just monster numbers.
Yes,
she was a finalist for the Katrina McClain, is a finalist for the Katrina McClain Award, goes to the top power forward in women's college hoops. I'm on the voting committee for that, just so you know. Thank you very much for the honor, because it is a privilege to be on that committee.
Yes,
There's some heavy hitters on that one, boy. I'm like, who listed these big time names? I'm on this? Wow. All right. Thank you very much. But LSU, talented team. Flau'jae Johnson, another NIL young lady, singer, rapper, entertainer with her own NIL deals. LSU, talented. But I cannot get past that sorry, soft as Charmin non-conference schedule that Coach Mulkey put together for them this year. But they're still standing.
Right.
The SEC has more teams in the Sweet 16 than the Big 12 on women's side. Well, heck, on both sides.
Right.
Men's and women's side. So, yes, they can advance. As long as they don't play South Carolina, they'll be all right. Angel has problems against South Carolina, like everybody else does.
I was going to say them doubles don't be doubling when they play South Carolina. So, again, I, like you, was just kind of really bothered by that schedule. But now they're not playing a soft schedule. They're playing who they're slotted to play. And for whatever reason, other teams are not showing up getting it done. I guess I got to give credit to LSU's defense and their offense. So I think you said it best. They run up against South Carolina. We're talking something different. But are we talking something different when they run up against somebody else? Who can get LSU on the women's side?
Who are they playing? I'm being serious. Who is it matchup in the Sweet 16, man?
Utah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Utah.
Number
That'd be
two.
a fun matchup. But Elisa Peely for Utah is another top-tier front court player. She puts up big-time numbers as well. She does a little bit differently than Angel. She's bigger, more of a wide body. She rebounds, takes up space. So that'll be a fun matchup. Utah's balanced. That'll be a fun matchup.
Have you looked at her resume, Peely?
Yes.
I mean, good God. The girl was a football player. The girl was, state championships in multiple different sports. Was the female athlete of the year nationwide. I mean, brother, I like it. And she's got some good ink work.
Yes, a lot of good ink work. And since we're here on the lunch break, you're not on KYK anymore, I can say I'll paraphrase what colleague Holly Rose said in the interview with Miss Peely. Got to stick up for the thick girls. Gotta love the thick girls. So,
I'm trying to tell you, everything don't have to be a size 2 in my book. Look, I'm a wide body now, so I'll need no speed thin rails. I'll call them that, thin rails. But anyway, man, and again, it's not like her size is a problem. The woman can play, period.
Yes.
And I honor that. I respect that, man. She's out there balling, gets back on defense. She's got real good hands.
Yes.
And very quick feet, man. I love her game. I'm just wondering if they'll be a good matchup for LSU. Let me tell you the women's game that I'm really going to be surprised. I'm going to be paying attention to a lot. That Sweet 16 matchup tomorrow night at 9:00 on ESPN. Ole Miss at number 8 versus number 5 Louisville. I am going to be all over that.
Why? What intrigues you about it? The coaching, Coach
The players, the way that they've gotten to where they are. Both of those teams have been balling, and now they're about to meet each other. I kind of wish they weren't playing each other. I kind of wish either one of them was playing LSU, and they can meet somewhere else down the line, but that's going to be a very good game.
And that's in the Seattle region. The women's side is doing 2 regional sites instead of 4. So we'll see how that works. It's the first year for that. I'm not sure. I think it's a great idea, but we'll see. I kind of understand the rationale behind it. But other region is Greenville, South Carolina. Gamecocks don't need any more help. They don't need any more additional help.
I was going to say, now, the UCLA matchup.
UCLA got some talent.
Okay.
They got Kiki Rice, talented player, freshman player, one of the top freshmen in the country. And I forgot Miss Osborne, a senior guard. She makes everything go for them. But South Carolina is just so deep, man. Yeah, they're 10 deep. You know, we say this, it probably is an exaggeration, but they're 5 off the bench. Could possibly beat some of these teams in the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Not saying the teams in the Sweet 16.
Right.
But in the first round, yeah, probably so, man.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Yeah. I'm worried about UConn and Ohio State, not in a good way. I feel like UConn got their bigs back healthy. They run in the court. They get back in rhythm. They are a different team than they were through most of the season with those 2 ladies back playing full strength.
AZ Fudd makes a huge difference for them.
Yeah.
She's getting healthier. She's got a pure stroke on her jumper. If she starts, the more she plays, I think the more comfortable she'll get and get back to being one of the top player out of high school in her class. Ohio State, Mr. Gibson, they like to play fast, force turnovers, pressure defense, traps. It could work against UConn some, but I don't know if it's going to work enough. To be UConn.
UConn has ball handlers and playmakers all over the court when you got those 2 back. And if you're playing fast and it's not working, you can get blown out fast and not be able to come back.
So Aaliyah Edwards for UConn, another finalist for the Katrina McClain Award up front. Mickey Ewell in the backcourt. AZ Fudd. It's gonna be a fun match. That's a matchup I would like to see.
Yeah. I'm surprised Notre Dame is doing what they're doing without my girl at the guard spot.
Yeah. Olivia Miles.
Yeah, they're there. So they've got Maryland. That'll be a good matchup as well. The ladies' game is very exciting, man. I don't know what brothers are talking about. Go make me a sandwich. Hush, fool. Number 1. Number 2, the ladies' game is very, very, very exciting.
And this tournament is for the haters.
Yeah.
Because previous tournaments, UConn's going to win. You know, although number 1s always make it to the Final 4.
Nope.
Well, 2 of them are gone. 2 number 1s are gone already.
Gone.
So what else can you say?
Hey, in fact, let me take a break, and I want to come back. Did you see the end of that Arizona game? Not the Arizona game, Stanford. Did you see the end of that game?
Yes. Against Ole Miss, yes.
Yeah. Did you hear the commentary down the end of the game? We'll talk about it when we come back. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and the Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations.
All right, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, right here with me on Throwback Thursday. We are powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. Those are a couple of more shows on the network. You got to get it. Just download BS3 TV on your Roku streaming device or go to the website, bs3network.com. That's bs3network.com. All right, Kris. So, number one, I have noticed how little representation there is on the sidelines and on the calls of these games. Number one, that's me. And representation on the sidelines, coaches, and on the call of these games. Was glad to see Tamika Catchings out there. Glad to see her out and hear her. And of course, seeing the sisters that are coaching, it's been great. Brothers and sisters that are coaching, the few have been great. But one of the things about the representation on the call is you can tell when people just didn't do all their homework, when they just make up in their mind that a Stanford is going to beat a Mississippi, and they do all the talking points on Stanford, the coach, Tar Vandermeer, the players, you name it. But you had an Ole Miss team that was balling, and Coach Yo was coaching her behind off, making changes and adjustments and, handling the runs and everything that you knew were going to come from the number one seed, Stanford. And then you get down to those closing seconds of the game where Stanford melted down and Ole Miss made the right decisions, right calls, right plays. And then you have a commentator that's literally trying to convince us that what we're seeing is not real, because she got her mindset that Stanford is supposed to win this, and they're supposed to get the calls, and they're supposed to not make the turnovers, and the turnovers are not fouls, they're turnovers. And I mean, brother, I had to turn it off. I literally did not see the end of the game because of the commentator. And I'm trying to tell you, man, I had flashbacks, I had visions, bro. I saw a felony about to happen. Thank God I wasn't in California when that game was taking place. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
So did you see the play? And I don't know her name because I flipped to it late, so I did not get the name of who was on the call. But did you see the play at the end, the final seconds of Haley Jones, Stanford Haley Jones? Yeah, and the ball was out of bounds. Well, she was trapped, double teamed, and the ball went out of bounds. And the commentator said that, what was it? The rotation of the ball changed. So you saw that. Okay.
I saw it. I went back and saw it. I couldn't handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it happened, and I saw it when they replayed it, and she said it, I was like, the rotation did not change. It didn't change. And at that point, I was doing something else because I think I muted and did closed caption, whatever. But then I went to Twitter, and I'm assuming everybody was talking about this particular game. So I guess she had other issues throughout the ball game because I turned to it late.
She
I
had
was watching Rockets as well.
Galore.
And then I saw a tweet from, it might have been Asia Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And Asia tweeted what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, the direction of the ball did not change. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not the only one who noticed that, right? So
I mean, listen, if you're going to have the privilege of having an opportunity to call a great game like that, where the David beat the Goliath, appreciate the opportunity. Do not, it's almost like referees, man. Don't you there to ref the game, not be the story of the game. You're there to call the game, not be the story of the game. And bruh, she blew it on every hand. And I hope she, that was just an aberration. I hope that was just not normal for her. But bruh, I tell you what, she did get it. She got eaten alive. They ate her on Twitter. They ate her.
I'm trying to see because it wasn't Tiffany Green. It wasn't Brenda Van Lang. I know Brenda and Holly Warlick. And does she have a male partner? I think, right? I don't know if it's Andrea Lloyd. I got a few other options. Andrea Lloyd. She
can
wrote
say it and
Kevin
I wouldn't know,
Fitzgerald. So I don't know if
I
it's
had my own names for her, and I'm
okay.
thankful I don't have to repeat them now because I would probably lose every listener I had.
But she won't be looking at the ESPN press release. She will not be on the Sweet 16 calls.
Good for them. Good call.
Got their tandems, and she's not one of them. So
yeah, I'm just I'm not beating a dead horse, and for all the Todds of the world out there, you just gonna have to get sick of me and roll your eyes so much until you pull your groin. I just it's 2023, and you still can't have a good diversity of representation on the call. You can't. I get it. Now the studio is well represented.
Oh yes, for sure.
Well, and I appreciate that. But
let me look at the list here. Carolyn Peck, she was one of the calls. She's on one of the calls.
Right.
The games in the first 2 rounds.
Right.
Tamika, Tiffany Green.
It wasn't Tiffany.
And Christy Winters Scott. And I love Christy Winters Scott. She's from DC. And maybe Chrissy Thomas Scuddy, strong. She's a cancer survivor, and Asia Ellison. That could be it. I think. I think.
Well, it was not her best performance.
Okay,
to say the least. And I even called a couple of football coaches, head football coaches. And I said, man, to see the representation on the sidelines really points to one thing. You got athletic directors that A, are not doing their job, and B, just hiring people that they're comfortable with.
Yes.
And that is, we keep talking about Rooney rules and all these other things. If we can get some people who are just, meritocracy focused and open-minded. I'm not, please don't get me started on this dumb people using the word woke and don't know what the heck it means. If you just got people who would at least evaluate the best talent for head coach and evaluate the best talent for, broadcast journalists and what have you, and not just keep going with the same look and the same style and the same flavor or lack thereof flavor, you would definitely have the representation that merited and mirrored the players on the court.
And don't get me started on that, because if you're not woke, doesn't make you asleep.
Bruh. I literally can't believe I'm hearing and seeing what I'm hearing and seeing. So I'm supposed to just be dumb and believe everything you tell me about my culture and about my history, and anything that I find out or realize on my own, I'm woke. But now, mind you, you come up with the dumbest, craziest conspiracy theory in the world that they are selling little children as sex slaves in furniture like you ordering a pizza, but I'm woke. Yeah. I'm what I'm not is dumb. So
I'm going over. I got the matchups. Okay, Villanova, Miami. Neither coach. Utah, LSU. Neither coach. Iowa, Colorado. Neither coach. Louisville, Ole Miss, Coach Yo.
Yeah.
Maryland, Notre Dame, Ivy, Notre Dame.
Yep.
South Carolina, Don Staley.
Yep.
UCLA, no. UConn, no. Ohio State, no. Virginia Tech, yes. Virginia Tech, yes. Brother.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So 4 out of the 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Three men and 3 women and a brother.
And big shout out to Notre Dame. They just brought in a brother to coach
Yes.
the men's team. Yeah. So got to give them love. Got to give them
Small steps.
Yeah.
Small steps. Still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But small steps.
Yep. All right, man. Look, let's run down this NBA real quick, and then go. I thought Sacramento was gonna stay where they were. They got blown out the other night, but they're still in that number 3 spot.
Yeah, man. They're making the playoffs, man.
Still in the number 1 spot. Now I know that the playoffs are a whole different animal, but is this jockeying for position? Are teams now starting to look at where they could possibly be slotted in that 1 through 6? So they're not, they're either not moving up, not moving back. They kind of like where they are, or are some of these top 3, top 4 teams better than we thought they were?
Denver is not better than I thought they were.
Okay.
Their recent skid kind of reminded folks of what I've been saying. Come on, nobody worry about them come playoff time.
Okay.
They can't stop anybody.
Okay.
I mean, at some point, offense is great.
Right.
Joker is great, phenomenal. Obviously putting up numbers again, worthy of MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But individually, their defense individually is poor.
Okay.
And then their team defense is also poor.
Okay.
So I've waited for a long time for the Kings to be the Kings, but they've been the Kings for most of this season. So salute to Mike Brown for that.
I've been saying that, brother. I've been saying that. Mike Brown has obviously showed everybody he really can coach, because he went to Sacramento and did what nobody else that was over there in the last 10 years has done.
For sure.
Yeah.
Memphis, I don't know if Steven Adams will be ready for the playoffs, because they do miss him, regardless of how great Triple J is playing on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Can Ja stay out of trouble and be mentally focused and locked in for games?
Mm-hmm.
So they got questions. If yes, then you got to consider them.
Okay.
You, Mr. Laker, what about you? I think they're
you lead the Lakers alone.
They're what, 13th or so, or outside? I mean, they're so close.
They're gonna be all right.
Even without LeBron,
they're gonna be all right.
He's coming back, right?
They're gonna be all right.
Okay. Do you believe Klay Thompson and the Warriors got that championship experience? We're gonna flip a switch come playoff time. You believe
That's
that?
What they believe, because baby, I'm telling you, the way they talking, man, they bumping gums like they boxers, like like it's the weigh-in, and it's
like they're trying to convince themselves about it, because nobody else believes it. Nobody believes that they're gonna turn it on come playoff time and win another championship. No, I believe it when I see it, and I don't see it happening. Who else? It's pretty much the same. No, I'm just going in with the West.
You're the West. Yeah. Okay.
Clippers, PG out for a while. We'll see how long he's going to be out of the playoffs.
That was an ugly injury.
Anybody else?
You hadn't talked about Phoenix.
Health.
But you still got to talk about them. You still got to.
Well, health. We talked about it, I think, last time I was on the show. Their biggest concern would be staying healthy. Well, they didn't stay healthy.
All right, I got a team for you that I'm still trying to figure out how in the Hades are they right there. Oklahoma City.
SGA. That's it. And then Jalen Williams from Santa Clara, because they have 2 on the team.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing great, but SGA is leading them, and they are SGA has been in the league a while, so that helps.
Yeah,
but the rest of their core,
some Chris Paul tutelage, and
right, they're young.
Yeah,
but SGA's skill set, he's carrying them, but he's got a lot of help and talented players. So, and they're doing this without Chet.
Yeah,
So I didn't think they'd be nowhere near this good without Chet.
Right.
They have a great chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Who
they
thought
do.
that?
They do. The other team, and I'm jumping conferences. The other team that's got me surprised is Brooklyn. They're still hanging in there in that above the Mendoza line, if you will, at that number 6 spot. Are they going to be able to hold on?
How close are they to number 7?
Like a half game and a half.
Then I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. They'll be in the play-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that they'll be top 6. No.
Yeah, I just feel like there is a sigh of relief in Brooklyn after the change. Just,
without question.
Yeah.
You got talented players, young talented players who want to be there.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, we got to go. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. I know you got a pick, so give it to me. U of H tomorrow?
I'm picking the Cougs to win. You said the line you saw was 7.
7.
Cougs by 6.
Okay. UT, do they win tomorrow?
Yes, because I want to see a Houston, Texas matchup in the regional final. Winner advances to Houston. So, yes.
I got 2 words for you. Jack Nungy.
That's your man. You've been hyping him up for a long time.
I've been telling you about Nungy for 2 years. And Nungy's going to be balling tomorrow. Watch.
I look forward to it. But it would, if the Cougs win, every UH, well, I don't know. Because I was going to say would want the Longhorns to win, but UH fans don't like the Longhorns. But if the Longhorns do win, it would set up a UH-UT matchup.
Right. That we're not going to get to see, or we are going to get to see in the Big 12. What's it going to be?
We'll see it for a year.
At least a year. Okay.
Well, that'll be it. No, a year. That'll be it. Yeah.
Kris, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, my brother.
Houston Roundball Review on Instagram. Got a few new reels on the gram. Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. HoustonRoundballReview.com is the website. Thank you, everybody, for your support in the last few days. I put out there on social media how I've been struggling with my first birthday without my mom. I appreciate the support. It's good to know that people love me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And just visit the website. Watch Let's Rage Cougs Friday. We're doing a post-game show after the Cougs-Miami game. Win or lose, we're going to do a post-game show with me, Andy Yanez, and Dayon Dunlap. And that'll be available on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. One more time, my man. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective.
Hey, man. Hey, look. Take it easy, bro.
I want a shirt.
When I find out who gave it to me, I'll make sure we get one for you, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Talk to you soon,
right.
Kris.
Take care.
All right. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Listen, we got to get ready to wrap it up. Y'all take it easy out there. Of course, we'll get into the standings of the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Bracket Challenge. We'll do that tomorrow on Freestyle Friday, heading into tomorrow's games. So, as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. So join us here for Freestyle Friday tomorrow.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.